following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
And I'm ready to go crazy because the Celtics are going all the way.
Hey, Nick, go handle our light work.
Bowl games matter.
I would like a cold cut sandwich.
Atta boy,
You can call him Eamon Owens because he ain't got no D and he ain't got no J.
James Madison.
Turn your body cams off. Do what you do. Hi, everybody. It's me hosting the show. There's no mic, and you know what that means? A whole lot of fuck-ups. But guess what? Mookie's here with me. Mookie, what's going on, my man?
Pretty well, considering we're 60 seconds in. You've already run through one tunnel. This is going to go great. But don't worry, folks. We were smart enough. We called in some backup ahead of time. And welcome to the show, Matt Barr. Welcome to the Mayhem and Chaos.
I'm always happy to be here for this train wreck when Mike is out of town and you know, help hold down the fort a little bit. But I had a good sports weekend. The Mets took 2 or 3 from the Dodgers. We're good, baby. We're good.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's because I had to restart all of my nonsense before the show started. Good times. Nothing like the internet going out before the show even starts. Anyway, we've got a show for you. We're going to talk some football, baseball, other sports, a whole lot of stuff. Mike left a rundown. We'll maybe follow it. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We are going to start off, though, with what beers we're drinking because we're not going to let it go off too far off the rails before it gets crazy. So, without further ado, Mookie, what's in your mug, and is it a dog or no dog?
Yeah, I would definitely say that this is a dog. Just trying to... Oh, is this it?
I got it. You're good, man. You're good.
Oh, okay, cool. Good. We got the music. I mean, like, honestly, like, we started off so strong. The production to start this show was very, very professional, very smooth, very seamless.
And then it went downhill the minute I spoke.
Well, you know, we had a tunnel. That's not your fault. Fuck you, Spectrum. There you go. Welcome to throttling. But today I am drinking Juice Bomb Northeastern IPA out of Sloop Brewing Company. This thing is an absolute dog. Judging by the can art, had high expectations. Anytime you call yourself a Juice Bomb and IPA in your title, you better bring it. And so far, these boys absolutely are. Cannot recommend this enough if you can pick it up. 6.5% ABV, but man, it brings the citrus, it brings the haze. It's not too thick and heavy, which I like, you know, as we get into these summer months, but man, this is an absolute dog. Caesar would be impressed.
Sounds awesome. Matt Barr, what is in your mug, and is it a dog or no dog?
Before I get going, I want to answer Gabe's question in the comments. He said, what hat is this? This is the Hillsboro Hops out of Oregon. They're a high A affiliate of the Arizona Diamondbacks. And if we can get his comment off, I'm also wearing my Crystal Coast Booty Diver shirt as I go down. So doubling down on the minor league baseball gear tonight. And I am drinking Trial by Wombat, if you guys can see the can art there, by Thin Man Brewing in Buffalo, New York. Let's go Buffalo. I looked up the dog from Rocko's Modern Life, and his name is Spunky, because that's what I was going to name this, because I'm like, yeah, and then I remembered that Rocco's a wallaby and not a wombat, but I don't care. It's a spunky dog. It's a 7% ABV IPA, Galaxy hops. It's delicious. Try my wombat.
Also, kids, Google that. There's the old man segment of the show. Rocco's Modern Life.
Oh,
that is
so
that's a hell of a reference to start off the show. You guys go on ahead and post what you're drinking in the chat. I am drinking a repeat from last week, which is Fatheads Brewery's Jungle Juice. It was just too good to bother getting anything to replace it. Also, not going to lie, didn't have time and kind of forgot. But it was a dog last week. It's a dog this week. Orange and fruit infused IPA, 7.5%. Maybe one of my favorite fatheads that's out there. So if you get a chance to find it, you might want to. Let's see what we got here. Gabe is drinking After Party Double IPA, 9.4% ABV. Sycamore Brewing Company says it's a dog. And like I said, if any of you have anything that you're drinking and want to share it in the chat, we will be sure to pass that along. Fellas, where should we get started first? No, you know what? Screw that. we're getting started with football. Oh, wait. See, that's what happens. That's what happens when you move off of the thing long enough for Scott to put up his beer the minute I switched over to the transitions. So, sorry, Scott. Scott's drinking City Built Brewing Company's Prague Underground. Rather, look at me. I can read. It's Chi Town in here.
It's no
the Prague Underground. It is a Czech Pilsner that comes in at 5.3 ABV. He says it's a dog.
I trust him.
That sounds like an easy drinker that I like. All right, fellas, we begin with college football, and the landscape is changing again. We have complained about the fact and dreaded the fact that they might go away from the playoff format that is currently working, and they've decided to go to a format that, benefits the top percenters as per usual. So the way it breaks down is that the teams that win their conferences no longer will necessarily get a bye. You will get the $8 million payout for winning your conference, but then things will be reseeded along the way at the NCAA's discretion, which we all know that basically just means they're going to make sure that Ohio State, Alabama, the usual suspects end up in favorable positions, favorable seeding, and that any teams that the NCAA deems is not worthy. I'm looking at you, Arizona State, this past year, as far as being one of those top four or whatever it may be to get the home field advantage and get a top seed out the window. I hate this. Not going to lie. They've spent the last couple of years getting to the playoffs to the point that we have them now. And I dislike the fact that they're changing it just for the sake of, obviously it always has to do with money because they're looking to generate more by having the top teams go to or host these games and end up playing in these games with favorable seating. Can't stand it. Mookie, what are your thoughts on this? I know as a Notre Dame fan, you're kind of on the outside looking in and don't necessarily care, but you've got to have thoughts on this because I like I said, college football just kind of got this right. Now they're screwing it up as far as I'm concerned.
Who cares? Go Irish. Honestly, I'm so glad I don't have to care because this shit's so complicated. It's so hard to understand. Like if you're a UC or a Michigan, well, I guess it's not Michigan State, they're fine, but a Florida State, how do you understand how to figure out what your school has going for it in the rounds on the inside? Because honestly, it's hard to predict anymore. But yeah, I get to just sit on the outside looking and go, man, sucks for anyone not in the Big Ten and the SEC, but one could argue that at least people know where everything's headed and they can get on board or get the fuck out. I don't know. What do you get? Literally, Scott, where are you going to go?
It's not where you're going to go.
The SEC might have an answer for that.
Yeah, it's sooner rather than later. But
the SEC might have an answer for where you're going to go when they start their own sports league and they take all their teams out. But I'm actually okay with this. I'm okay with the reseeding because, like I said, like Scott said, Arizona State did not deserve a bye. And I understand, they won their conference, but they won the Big 12 without Texas. It's not the same anymore. So I'm okay with that as long as the reseeding is done. You ready for it? Bring back the BCS, baby. Let's bring it back. Let's throw all this stuff into a computer, blind. Let the computer decide the seeding, and we're going to go from there.
We got better computers now.
Computers back. Bring it back. Let it be blind. Scott, you're so concerned about these blue bloods, the Alabamas, the Georgias, the Clemsons, the Ohio State's just getting preferential treatment. Throw all that shit in the computer and let some nerds behind the scenes handle that because otherwise it's just going to be.
This is what I wanted to get away from. This is why I didn't like the way college football was structured originally. This was the impetus of Mike and I's arguments back in the day and why this show got started is the BCS was trash to me. I don't want the computer picking it. I don't necessarily think that a group of old men who have only the interest of lining their pocket is much better, but at least making the teams play and win. Like Arizona State can't help that everybody abandoned the Big 12. It's not their fault. They went and won their conference and they lost. Like the teams that set things up so that they can profit off this more are the teams that shouldn't have to. The teams that shouldn't need to. The ones that are already paying the most to get the players in at the best schools. They have the best everything. Why do they need to stack the deck further? Like that. This was the whole point of getting away from the BCS, was to do this. And it feels like we're just circling back around to this bullshit.
So wait, is your objection with the computer algorithm, whatever aspect of it, or is it that you're starting to get to a point where you're limiting your options or the teams that are actually going to qualify?
Yeah, it's the teams.
Those are
it's
two
the
different
teams,
things. And
well, it's the teams qualifying, and then they're having the seeding. Like the seeding is fine. Like it should have always been like the winners of the conferences should be the ones that get the top seeds. Like if you don't like it,
you say that if the conferences aren't that good.
Because it's not their
fault. Put them on
if
level playing field.
If the big money teams,
Arizona State proved,
then why have conferences? Why have conferences at all? Why not make them all just independent? Like it just.
I mean, that's basically what we're getting to at this point. When the Big Ten, the conference with a number in it, this many 10 has like 22 teams in it. Like that's so fucking absurd. The Atlantic Coast Conference, Atlantic Coast, that's the whole part of the U.S. has teams in California in it that are on the Pacific Coast. Like these conferences make no sense anyway. So I mean, that's basically where we're at. But I mean, I get where Scott's coming from. He does not want big, beautiful playoffs where just the 1%, really benefits from all of this, which I completely get. I understand. But what I'm saying with the BCS stuff is what I want them to do is whoever qualifies for the playoffs, your 12 teams, then you put their resumes blind into a computer and pump out their seeding from there. I'm cool with that. Don't do away with the conference champions automatically get a playoff bid. Don't do away with that. Don't do away with the best non-Power 4 school getting in. Don't do away with that at all. Just once you get there, then throw them all into a computer and let them spit out the seeding, and then just go from there.
Because you think about it too, Matt, like, going into the season, you're like, here's the shit you're going to be graded on. Like, here are the 10 whatever is the way they're weighted. So like, there shouldn't be any I like your point of let the selection committee still select or get to the 12. But once you're there, then it's all above board. You know exactly how everyone's going to be graded. You know exactly how that, a group of 4 team or whatever is going to stack up. So there shouldn't be any arguments about the seeding at that point, right? We don't have to worry about any of this weirdness of, well, BYU had to get the home game because of blah, 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 even though they got their doors blown off. Like, I think there is a middle ground between the objectivity and subjectivity that's like in play here, because otherwise it's like, if we don't at least start to try to lean on reason in some circumstance, then it will ultimately end up just being the SEC, the whole SEC, because they will outmuscle the Big Ten, and then we'll be there. It's the SEC postseason tournament, like. Sweet. Vanderbilt gets a crack at a national title because why not? They're in the SEC.
I don't know, man. I feel like they should have signed a deal, or there should have been it feels like the playoffs have now changed basically every single year since they started. Like they don't even give these things a year to let anything breathe, because they don't even know how things are necessarily going to play out. Like they didn't get the outcome that they wanted in year 1 doing it this way. And they're like, nope, scrap it. This is back to the drawing board. We got to stack the deck even further because it didn't go the way we thought it was going to. We didn't get all the teams that we wanted in there. So we've got to rig it and make sure that we can get them all the favorable seeds once they do get in there. I realize that those teams still would have gotten in, but damn it, man. Like, leave the parameters alone for a couple of years before we're changing. Like, let it get a larger sample size than one season.
Well, I mean, if we're the way the NIL deals and the way the transfer portal is working now, we're gonna get a lot of players moving every year. It's gonna be the Wild West every year for when the transfer portal opens, and I think that's gonna lead to a bigger sense of parity across college football. I mean, there's still gonna be your blue bloods and there's still gonna be your punching bags, But I think overall the conferences will rise and fall. And I think not giving them an automatic bye incentivizes them to still be good. You still want to be one of the 4 best teams. And I think if you go through, there's teams that go, and I know we're going to talk about the SEC a lot, but the SEC, the ACC, the Big Ten, they finished second in that conference, and they only have 1 loss. And their only loss is in the conference championship game. Now that team has to not get a bye because some 4-loss team won the Big 12. Give the Big 12 an automatic bid. Just reseed it after that. That's where I'm at.
Well, Matt Barr, you weren't here last week for the argument about the NFL, and I believe it boils down to get good. You don't want to have to worry about that lower seeding, then win your damn conference. Get fucking good. Like it's funny because I guess I argued in the opposite direction last week when saying, because I like the idea that the NFL should reseed and not allow teams from a crappy division, but screw that. Don't go check the tape. Listen to me now, damn it.
Listen to me
now. What's extra funny with you, Scott? What's extra funny with you in that is that I'm on the opposite side. I think if you win an NFL division, you should get a fucking home game. That's the price to win. But when it comes to college and NFL, I just think they're two different sports. They're both playing football, but they're two different sports. So I think that the NFL winning division, when you have 17 games and you got to play your division 6 times and stuff, you're repeat playing these teams. And I think there's a lot of guys that can get beat down in those division games. So yeah, I think you should win the division. You get the bye, or not the bye, but you get the home game. But when it comes to college football, I just think there's such a disparity in talent and where those schools are that I think they should level out the playing field, give the automatic bids where they deserve, then reseed.
Okay, I will go back to something that you said and kind of reframe it. I do think that college football needs to figure out the transfer portal and NIL. They need to get that figured out.
What's wrong with it?
Because as much as
choice, man, what's wrong with that? You against the kids now? Are you anti-kid?
Are you gonna let me talk, or are you just gonna fucking Republican talk over me? I would appreciate it if they figured it out and settled it more, because it's gotten insane. Like, I love that the kids are getting paid. That's not the problem. But I dislike the rules for when they can leave, how they can leave, and like the entire transfer. Like, they've got to figure out a better system, a bit more, a bit more structure to the system, instead of it being so wild and crazy. Then worry about like how the playoffs are seeding. And that, I feel like, has been a problem for a couple years now. And you're trying to fix the playoff problem when you need to be fixing the NIL/transfer portal problem first.
I still don't
fix those things first.
What's the actual problem with it, though? The kids are moving around a lot. Yes, that will completely agree.
Too much, too much, too fast. Like, not even finishing the season. Like,
what's wrong with that, though? Like, why not let the athlete have the power of deciding whether they will employ their skills? Like, if they're moving mid-season, you would argue that could do just as much damage to them in their career as it could the club. But at the same time, it's not exactly like these athletes have been treated very fairly by these schools before either. Like,
okay,
you see all the stories of them getting cut in a really awkward time where they're like, look, dude, we're not going to cut you until the day after the portal closes. And then you're just sitting there without a place to play for a full year. And you're like, well, fuck, now what do I do?
I get it. There's a lot of things that they've got to iron out so that there's no manipulation of it. But there's got to be some better system than it's just, I mean, like last year, you had guys who were playing 4 games and then, I think I'm going to sit out. Like, what the shit is that? All because they know that they don't have enough the eligibility rules and being able to transfer. Like, I don't like when in the middle of the season guys are making decisions about leaving the team. Like, there should be something that says, all right, you've got to at least finish out like the calendar season before there's talk of moving.
So two options. Are you saying A, that you want like a trade deadline, portal deadline, and then B, what if it was just open all year round? So there were no windows where it's opening and closing, but you could enter the portal and move at any point during the year. Which of those do you think gets closer to solving the issue?
Having some sort of date, like it can't.
Not having it wide open.
No, I already
said it's the Wild West. Can you imagine a guy just like having a shitty start and be like, nah, fuck this, I'm out this season, and then just dipping out, going to another school, taking 3 weeks to learn the playbook, and then starting playing for them?
Yeah,
absolutely not. 0% chance. I don't
Okay,
like
so
that.
hold on. What part of that would you not want to see? Because that just sounds entertaining and hilarious as all get up for the teams involved. As long as it's not my school, I would love to just watch.
I was just gonna say it's all good until the Notre Dame players start up and leaving mid game.
Look.
Coach, I got a better.
Our head coach is on the cover of College Football 26. Ain't no one leaving Marcus. Let me tell you what.
Wait, did he make the cover?
I think
he did.
Gabe.
Yeah. Oh.
I think Gabe has it right though. If you pull up his comments, he said the market value is not correct either, and he's talking about players. Because when they opened up the NIL deals, yes, I commented on this.
I was going to say, the fact that
in case I didn't get to bring it up, I wanted to let Gabe agree with him.
Why is your photo so blurry?
I don't know, man. Talk to the YouTube people. I don't know. Anyway, I think Gabe's right because the market value, people came out swinging with that first batch of kids they could pay for, and it's gone up and up and up since then. I think there needs to be a little bit of a market reset because some of these kids are not living up to the money that they're being given. And I think some people are finding out the hard way that paying an 18-year-old kid multiple millions of dollars might not be the best idea. I'm all for them getting paid, but maybe let's really think about who we're giving the money to and what they can actually do on the field as opposed to just throwing it all.
This is some of the comeuppance, though, I think that these boosters deserve. Like, I live to see them all get burned. Like, yes, you're right that they're probably overpaying for 18-year-olds, but at the same time, I'm like, yo, that's on you, man. Let the buyer beware. If I knew Latin, I'd say the Latin phrase and sound extra cool. But, like, they deserve to get just stuck holding the bag here.
No, I'm all for. With.
Yeah, I'm just saying, look, if you're rich enough to throw away $3 million on an 18-year-old kid, I don't give a fuck what happens to your money.
Especially
I don't care.
When his name is
fuck your money
from Tennessee.
Like, if you got that much money to just fuck away, fuck your money. In this economy, get fucked. So I don't care. I don't care about them learning hard lessons. But I'm saying what they're creating is they're creating an unsustainable market that's going to crash at some point. Imagine that happening in real life. And
but here's the thing.
I just can't wait for it to happen.
With every bubble, there's always money to be made on the downside, on the back end. So, like, I'm here for that too, because when it all goes to shit, maybe that's when UC can hop on it. Maybe that's JMU's ticket into the SEC or something. I'm just saying, there's opportunity.
I mean, I'm not saying that there's not like pros and cons of it, but I do think that there needs to be some sort of like structure. Like, I mean, you've got in pro sports
like a salary cap.
Well, not even necessarily a salary cap, but again, it's just some restrictions on guys just being able to just flip a table and walk out. Like, it just there has to be some sort of structure there. Like, guys in the pros at least signed 1-year deals, so they're committed for that entire season. Like, they can't just up and leave or start plotting to leave. 4 games into the season on some like craziness. Hold out, like. I don't like how it's so crazy that you don't even know who's going to be like in Xavier's thing. I guess maybe it happens more in the other sports that in Xavier's, like, I do not like the fact that every single year it's a completely turned over roster. Like, you've got like 2 guys that may have been there the year before. Everybody else is new. And everybody else is just expected to go. You can't even learn the guys' names before they're gone.
I mean, that's fair, Scott. But like, I will also caution you. Like, that's how Sean Miller tried to build the program for the last 3 seasons, and we all saw how that worked out. Like, that was a conscious decision. Now, granted, you look on the other side of the coin with like a Cooper Flag and some. Sure, there's that, but even on that Duke squad, there's a couple of players that are around for like 2-3 years. So again, I think, the extreme of having complete roster turnover is either like this year where you've got a new head coach coming in that really does want that fresh start. And then on the other side of it, just honestly, those are the poorly run programs. It's not sustainable. You're right. You're not going to win a championship by having a completely new roster every year.
Did you just compare Xavier to Duke when it comes to men's basketball?
No. I'm saying like the model that Duke had, it was like, yeah, they had Cooper Flag, true freshman or whatever, but they had other guys on the team that had been at Duke for a couple of years.
Right, so because once you go to Duke, if you're not being a one and done at Duke, you're going to stay there for 4 years. You're going to get the Duke education, and then you're going to go do nothing in the NBA like all players do. But yeah, it's just I understand your argument, but teams like Xavier have to survive that way. That's what they have to do. They have to take the cast-offs from the bigger schools. It might fit their system a little bit better because, the
not a
top schools,
full roster. Like you can recruit and you can like find a couple of guys every year out of high school that you build around, and you get those cast-offs. That's what I'm saying. Is it's got to be a blend. Like there is no school right now that's turning over their basketball roster every year and in the Final Four. It's not happening. And football, clearly that's not the case because it's I'd say like a 44-man roster if you really want to be competitive. So again, like I hear where you're coming at with that, Scott. I just caution that, like, yeah, we've been burned by, well, the cocaine sniffing head coach Sean Miller. Like, just we're in recovery, Scott, I guess is what I'm saying. We got out of the relationship. That's the good news. That's the first step. But like, we're in recovery still.
Yeah, well, and I think too, kind of what's underlying here is, I think more like I thought it was weird when you heard like Andrew Luck is like the general manager basically for Stanford sports. I think more schools are going to need a general manager or somebody who is overseeing all of this, because what you were saying is just like, it's like, yeah, these guys are just throwing money to they're just throwing it away and they're not thinking. They're just like, all right, gimme. And there's no like thought put into it. And that's where you have the money just thrown away on guys that aren't living up to it. So I think you're going to see more schools end up hiring somebody for that general manager position to kind of corral this and make smarter money choices on the players you're bringing in, like, and searching for guys that will actually fit the system and help you get to the place you want to go, instead of it just being, well, yeah, I mean, he played for whatever school. Sure. Like, we've got to bring him on because, you know, he had this pedigree coming out of high school, and sure, he didn't play for whatever school it may be, but he's definitely going to be worth the money here. Like, there's got to be a little bit more discernment. And I think that's where you're going to see more colleges having a general manager role or whatever role it is that, you know, Andrew Luck has. So
sounds like job creation to me.
Yeah, Gabe pointing out that Shaq is the GM of Sacramento State. Like, that's you really are. Like, schools are going to have to, and I would argue that Xavier and schools like Xavier, it's more so important than a school like Stanford to get somebody in there who runs the player personnel side of it and identifies guys that working with obviously the head coaches of whatever program, but making sure that, hey, is the money that we have allotted, this pool of money, being spent in the best way possible, instead of just, well, maybe we're front loading and you know, loading up on one guy and then trying to fill it in with the rest.
All right, so you opened this can of worms here, Scott. So now you got to live with it. Xavier's GM, give me a name. And I got a really weak sip chug Drainpour we could try if you don't have anyone popping to mind. But
David West.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, David West, get him in there.
Okay.
I mean, because in Stanford's case, it's like you get a respected, intelligent, you know, former athlete who is somebody who loves the university that they attended or were there for. And I think that's the.
But they know the business of basketball. I mean, he was in the league for like 12, 15 years, so he's got that sided too.
And David West is just like a smart guy, like independent of basketball. Like, and same thing with Andrew Luck. Would
you say he's well spoken? Would you say he's well spoken, Scott?
I wouldn't say he was the first one into the gym, last one out, but you know, he definitely has the talent to be a GM, like the natural talent. And I absolutely well spoken. I mean, you don't want some dummy just out there being your GM and representative for your school. Like, I mean, I don't think that where did J.R. Smith get his degree from? Where did he go back to? Yeah, remember when he went back and got his degree?
Did he just go to a school for a while?
Well, where was he golfing? Like, didn't he? I thought he was trying to get some type of degree.
Golf. Yeah, hang on, Sarah. This is Google number 2.
But
North
I also
Carolina A&T.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I don't think you should have like a J.R. Smith being your general manager. Like, that's just
I don't know. North Carolina A&T needs all the help they can get. So, you know, I really think they should bring him in.
J.R. Smith as an ambassador.
The outings that they would host at their home course would be a fucking riot. They'd be a blast. Like
the Hennessy budget's half their NIL money. Like, it would be crazy. It would be so much fun, though.
So instead of the DMs, trying to get the pipe, he'd be sending DMs to potential players. You trying to give the pipe?
Oh, and I just saw that Gabe said that was an North Carolina A&T is an HBCU. I was talking strictly about J.R. Smith when it came to Hennessy. Only J.R. Smith, one individual. That's it.
Hold on a second. I'm not disrespecting the HBCUs. I'm just saying that any school and anywhere has to be careful about who they would pick to be in charge of player personnel. I don't think I'd be hiring J.R. Smith no matter what to be in charge of my favorite personnel. That's all. Like I want somebody a little bit more well-spoken.
I feel like J.R. Smith could do great things for Cincinnati State, though. Like I think there's a space for J.R. I think there's a spot for everyone here in this new future of college athletics.
I know you guys hate UC, but UC could do someone like Jason Kelsey. Like it feels like every school has somebody that they can go
every
to
school
and be like their guy.
Absolutely, yeah,
it could be their
every
guy.
School does.
So I don't hate it, and I don't hate the idea of bringing in a seasoned pro that knows what these kids are going to deal with on the back end of their college career and what faces out of them. I like it.
They're pointing out that half of me might be disrespecting HBCUs. It's totally unintentional. Like again, we're just listing out folks who potentially could do these jobs. I'm just saying.
Are you saying it's a bit of a gray area, Scott?
Absolutely.
So I was going to say Gabe beat me to it, but Matt, who you got for the fight in James Madison's?
Oh man, Arthur Motes would be a good call. Arthur Motes famously ended Brett Favre's career. That was fantastic. He's the Buffalo Bills linebacker that sacked him for the last time. You could also go Charles Haley was the other way I was going to go, as Scott pointed out. Charles Haley, 5-time Super Bowl champion, including with the San Francisco 49ers.
Hell yeah.
This is a fun game because now it's like, well, okay, so The Rock would obviously have to be Miami's GM, right?
I think
Clearly.
they have plenty of people to choose from, not necessarily The Rock. He might be on the short list. I don't know that you'd go that route. He's a little busy otherwise.
I mean, he played a sports agent in Ballers, though. So
exactly.
He
clearly knows the business.
I think he knows what he's doing.
I mean, right. Like, because he's been multi-industry, very well-versed, well-connected, but also know what it means to be the best and really be driven. Like, and yeah, Scott pointing out he's better than Ray Lewis. So, like, he's got that going for him.
That's Ray Lewis is going to be able to give them life lessons.
The Rock or a murderer. I don't know. I mean, I feel like there's some space in between there, and Miami's got quite a few guys that might fit the mold. Otherwise, they don't necessarily have to choose one extreme or the other.
Okay, so
now the question is, North Carolina, is Bill Belichick also now the GM?
God no, because I mean they have to be able to do all the sports too, like right, like it's not just necessarily. So
hot take, but Michael Jordan would be a bad choice for GM.
No, I wouldn't want. I wouldn't want
He's
Jordan.
He's proven it over and over. As good as Jordan was on the court, he was equally as bad off.
And again, you have to be able to do it. So it's like Jordan, like putting together a football team. Like, no, I don't see that. I mean, somebody that would be good though in Miami's case, Ed Reed. Ed Reed has the pedigree.
Well, but see, Ed Reed right now he's
working his way somewhere, right?
He's at HBCU HC right now, is he not?
I'm not sure. I know he's coaching somewhere, but I can't remember.
North Carolina is easy though. North Carolina is easy. It's Julius Peppers because he played on the football and basketball team.
Oh, good call.
I feel like they would go for more of a Tyler Hansbrough type. North Carolina.
No, that's the Duke side. The Duke side is definitely taking the more Tyler Hansbrough.
Oh yeah, no. JJ Redick is quitting LA to become the GM. No doubt.
Duke would get they would get one of the Uncle Toms.
Carlos Boozer.
There you go with his spray paint ass head.
Yeah, there you go.
Fun fact, by the way, Ed Reed is the OC at Chamblee High School football in Georgia.
Oh, it's high school. I thought he was college coach.
He was at Bethune-Cookman until 23,
okay.
But now his kid's playing there, so he's coaching his kid in high school. So he may be taking a page out of Dion's book.
Okay, so we
Scott with the answer for Duke. Scott with the ultimate answer.
Yeah,
for Duke.
that is great.
That's the ultimate answer.
That's a solid answer. Like Duke has a lot of options. Okay, but Mookie, you are the representative, and Gabe had asked the question. We addressed Xavier, we addressed JMU. Mike's not here. Who would be the general manager for Notre Dame?
The man, the myth, the legend, John Bon Jovi.
I was going with I just knew you were going Lou Holtz. Like, come on, dude. Come on. Like it was right there on a tee and you win.
No disrespect, but we don't have time for Lou to add up the entire athletic department budget on a push calculator. So we could do like
more of an abacus. He seems like
well, true. Yeah, we could do a figurehead kind of thing. Make him the GM, but then the like what is
GM
it,
emeritus?
GM or the GM emeritus. Yeah, put him in that role. No, fuck Doug Flutie. Doug Flutie does not belong anywhere near Notre Dame's campus. And yes, Scott, I know it's an announcer joke, but still, fuck that guy.
The answer is
Gabe pointing out that Pat Garrity is already the GM for B-Ball at Notre Dame. So I guess we just
need one for football.
Yeah,
and the answer is Monte Teo. That's the answer. No. Look. Monte Teo is one of the first guys to ever get catfished. And if you watch the documentary on him, you will come out feeling so bad for that guy.
I watched it. I laughed a lot.
It was sad. Jesus Christ. Fucking A. It's sad. But Monte Teo, since his football career has ended, has turned himself into a media personality. He's on NFL Network. He does a lot of stuff. I think he's very well spoken. And I think he'd be great at it. He'd be great at it because he can teach people how to avoid the pitfalls. Also, how to be a Mormon on a Catholic church university. So,
you don't need any soaking on campus. Thanks, but no thanks. Scott also saying that it had to be Montana, right?
No.
Montana's
Joe Montana hates everything.
Yeah,
I've got the answer here, guys.
Bitter old man. He's worse than Jordan for North Carolina.
I've got the answer, though. We've got a guy that is a proven winner, both at the collegiate, the professional level, a champion, one might say a Hall of Famer. Why not bring the school bus back himself, Jerome Bettis?
That's not a bad idea. I like that one.
Yeah, I thought you were going to go with Joe Theismann, and that's what I was going to tell you. He doesn't wash his hands after he pees in public.
He's too far out the game.
Took a piss next to Joe Theismann a bunch of years ago when I was in college, and he walked right out of the bathroom. Didn't even wet his hands. Didn't even do like the pretend wash.
Oh man.
Just pissed.
I can't say I'm surprised though, to be honest. I don't know.
I wish Joe had turned around and just been like, I don't need to wash my hands. I'm Joey T, and just walked out. Like, that would have made that whole situation that much better. Like, I know you saw me not wash my hands, and you know why I didn't? Because I don't fucking need to.
I don't give a shit.
Joe Theismann was notorious around us for.
Who would be the Ohio State GM?
Who gives a shit?
There it is. There it is. I mean, we know Michigan's going to go Tom Brady. We know they go Tom Brady, so Tom Brady can get his fingers in something else that isn't his son. Oh man, Washington State, Ryan Leaf. That sounds right.
Oh, that'd be fun. Nah, he's one of those born again Christians now that he's like all sober and whatnot. So I don't think he's that much fun. I was really hoping we could say Maurice Claret for Ohio State.
Maurice Claret. That's a hell of
I'm still trying to figure out why I'm just on camera just giving a blank stare. But
it's because Gabe pointed out that I deserve the rap air horn, so I'm giving it to myself. I wasn't in a position to change the camera because I had to.
I feel like you lose points because it took you so fucking long to change it. My God, Scott! Like, it's the top goddamn thing on.
And I was at the bottom trying to get feeding ducks. So eat my.
How are you still down there feeding ducks? You hit the football transition. Wait, did we not hit the football transition? Hold on, let me.
We did hit the football. You son of a bitch.
I got you though, too. You're like, no, he hit. Oh, shit, he got us.
It's not that you got us. It's you're insistent on being like, oh, wait, did we play the drop? Everybody knowing that we've already played the drop, and you just love to do it again.
I do. I love the drops, man. They're fun. Oh, wait, since Mike's not here, can we try this? I guess someone has to make a comment for it to show on stage next. But we'll see. Just leave it the 3 wide for a minute. We'll see if anything pops up.
Sarah chiming in with Andy Katzmore. That's a deep cut.
And I believe she spelled it right too.
So I was just gonna say, based on me being able to read it, I'm like that looks right. Like Katzmore was a tougher name to spell back in the day, but that looks accurate. I I think it's wild that college football again is changing this whole thing and hasn't fixed their problems with the transfer portal and everything, but that's the way it is. Like we'll just keep on keeping on, I guess. Like
look at that. Oh, it's so small.
I feel like it's that's what she said. I feel like that it's just lessening my excitement though over the whole playoff venture. Like like they just pulled me back in, and now it's like,
Well, but here's the reality of it all, Scott. You're gonna forget about all this by the time football rolls around. Now,
I'll probably forget about it by tomorrow, if we're being honest.
Exactly.
But it's when the playoffs roll around that'll be like, oh wait, that's right. There's some bullshit with how they seed now, right? This is lame.
Right. Well, damn it, I just forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah.
Dynamite dropping, Mookie.
Yeah, right. High quality audio here, right? No, but what I was gonna say, and because I forgot that we got scooped earlier tonight. When you started off with the changes for football, I thought you were going to lead in with how the SEC is divorcing from NCAA, which was just a hoax. But really, all of this does bury the lead that today they did release the college football 26 cover. Now, since Mike's not here, can we put that on screen, or is that like a lawsuit situation?
For what? What are we?
The college football 26 cover.
Oh, I don't know. Can you find it? I was wondering, like,
oh yeah,
Mike had said that he put what it would have looked like in the playoffs last year in the doc. Can you bring that up?
The seating, yeah. Hold on,
yeah, because I couldn't bring up I was gonna say I couldn't bring up the screen share fast enough, and you were yelling.
Maybe
at me
it's
this is less organized than half the work meetings I go to.
Nah, well, get used to it. Wait, so is this how it would have looked last year? If under the current system, or is this how it ended? It shook out.
Well, that's not right because Michigan was dog shit. So this might be old slides. Hold on.
I was gonna say that looks like old ones that confused you.
More.
Mookie dug into the vault and pulled up slides 2 years ago.
It's the show slide deck.
I was gonna say he pulled up wise guys from like week 5 of last year.
Did he do it in a different?
That's what it would look like. That's what it would look like if the season ended today, Mookie. That's what it would look like.
Mike is screaming at.
I mean, you want to talk about a blast from the past? Though, remember this?
Or that he's listening on. Wow, the smoker scoff. That was for Matt Barr.
That's real long ago.
Yeah, that was me and Robert Taylor.
Yeah, I was gonna say he losers.
Does that bring up pain or any bad ideas, bad feelings?
I still have that whole ass bottle of Jaeger sitting in my freezer. I haven't touched it fucking since.
Oh
man, that's a bummer. I like Jaeger. Is that weird?
Okay. Also, Mike raised the question: should a team like Notre Dame now want to get into one of the Power 5 spots? Like, do they want to get in a conference? Because it feels like, I mean, I don't know if they're going to be left out based on resumes and all that shit. Like, wouldn't it make sense that they finally pushed in on something like? Because their resume is going to struggle up against the rest of these conferences, aren't they? Like,
nope. Gabe said it. They can get a bye now. That's all they should care about.
Yeah, we're still written. We're still grandfathered.
They get a bye, and with Marcus Freeman there, they're going to recruit well. They're going to be like. Unfortunately, I think Notre Dame is going to be very, 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 very good for a very long time, as long as they have him. And yeah, no, they should be happier in a pig and shit right now because they have a chance to get a bye and only have to win. Was it 3 games at this point to get a national championship?
So this is some bullshit. I had the right slide deck, but the slides are old. If I open it directly in Google, maybe. Oh, hold on.
Us trying to figure out the internet. Folks, you tuned in for the greatest show online, but it's just
later on. We'll teach you how to save a PDF.
Gabe pointing out that the new rule actually helps them, like going this route. So, but I think Mike's point, raising the question though, was the fact that we said before that 5 seed was the prime spot for a team like Notre Dame because they got to be, they still got, but now they're going to potentially lose out on the home gate. They might not have the home game. Like I don't know. It's a question worth asking.
One less game.
Yeah.
One less game.
That's fair too. Like
one less game. Football's such a demanding sport too that one less game means 120 plays, or however many plays are in a football game, 120 less hits for all your players. It's just, it's one less game. You always want the bye.
Fair enough. Mookie, did you figure out the internet, or do you still trying? Because it's like nonstop clicking.
Yeah.
Like, did we figure out the slides? So which slide is this? Is this what it looked like? This is what it looked like last year.
This is what it would be. This is what it looked like last year. So you would have Notre Dame flip from the 7 to the 5. You'd have
Texas and Penn State move in for Boise.
Texas and Penn State get the buys.
So let's look specifically at the Final Four. So they specifically made sure that Boise and Arizona State got out the paint. And look at that. Yeah. It just so happens that 2 SEC and 2 Big Ten teams ended up in the Final Four, or at least the Final Four slots. Imagine that. I mean, but then look at
the rest of the bracket, though. You've got Ohio State, you've got Tennessee, you've got Indiana, you got Clemson, you got SMU. That's still your Power 5 schools. They're still all going to end up there. It's just the way it goes. It's just.
Speaking of PDFs, a Xavier alumni is who created the PDF.
Well, that guy can go to fucking hell.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, next time make sure that you're able to copy and paste and print out of those.
Hey! It was beautiful when he created it 40 years ago. What they've done since is his fault, man. All right, that's nature.
It's like the guy that created Excel. I just want a conversation with him. That's it. Just a conversation with the guy that created Microsoft Excel. That's it.
It is kind of impressive what people can do in Excel.
Nerds.
Like, have you ever played Doom in Excel?
What?
Yeah, it's fucked up, man.
No, we did have Super Mario on our TI-83 calculators in high school.
Oh yeah, dude. But also drug wars, right?
Yeah, naturally drug wars too.
Giant burp into the mic.
Hey, I turned to the side as much as I could, but sometimes these things just come up.
Cool. So anyways, moving on.
Yeah, don't hate this, but hey, look, we got the slides. All right, we're done.
You got the slides to work. All right, let's talk some baseball.
Here's the pitch. Oh, shit.
For those of you who still remember the name Trevor Bauer, he's been flapping his gums for basically the last year and a half. He's been playing over in Japan. He played in Mexico leagues in the offseason, like lighting it up. Just, was top of the charts, constantly on social media talking about how he should. Wow, really? Like
that's not Trevor Bauer.
You brought up, I was gonna say, bringing up slides from from Backwards K.
That's pitches.
Oh. Yeah, that was
just because it's a pitcher. It's Trevor Bauer.
Every white pitcher looks the same. Fair enough. Yeah. Anyway, bragging about how good he's been doing, saying that anybody should be signing him. He constantly retweets anybody who mentions him getting signed. Anytime there's been any suspensions based on PEDs, he's one of the first people to chime in about how he should be getting a shot. Yada yada yada. Trevor Bauer is getting his ass handed to him in the NPB this year. He has where is it right here? The sixth worst ERA in the entire league. Needless to say, I haven't heard much out of Trevor Bauer lately. It's been kind of quiet on that front. Now,
with the exception of Pete Rose. He did chime in when Pete Rose was unbanned.
Yeah, that's right.
He did chime in and go, well, Pete Rose is getting unbanned. Does that mean I'm off the blacklist or whatever? And he tried to make it about himself because he's fucking Trevor Bauer. And for those of you who don't know, the NPB is Japan. So he's getting absolutely worked over in Japan right now. Look, Trevor Bauer's a dick.
Pause.
That's the long and short of why he's not being signed. He's an asshole.
But also, he's a locker
room cancer. Well, even a couple of years ago, he was good. He was good, but he had a bunch of allegations that just made him.
It's been like
a lot of allegations, whatever. He had a lot of things going against him that made him persona non grata, and he has done exactly zero things to ingratiate himself to teams to make them even want to pretend to bring him back. Because it's so asinine. He shoots himself in the foot all the time. It's like that meme where a guy's riding the bike and then he sticks the pole in the bike and he flips over and he blames somebody else. It's like, You're doing it to yourself, you fucking asshole. Stop. It's like I just want to be like Fletcher in Liar Liar. Like, stop being an asshole. Like, goddamn, dude. Get it together. Then I want to sign you.
Honestly, the irony of him bringing himself into the Pete Rose conversation and trying to make the comparisons is that, dude, you're acting like a young Pete Rose. If Pete Rose could have shut the fuck up and just let things go and just faded away, he would have been in the Hall of Fame when he was alive. Maybe, and I don't dissimilar slightly, because I don't know that if Trevor Bauer shutting his mouth would have went all the way, but he would have more credit. It was, his performance could have spoke for him instead of him saying, see, look at how great I am. Look at how awesome I am. Why am I not getting another shot? Trevor, it's because you wouldn't shut your fucking mouth. And now that you're getting racked, I mean, what people are going to look to slam dunk on you because you've done nothing but drag yourself into every conversation needlessly, knowing that it was, he's got to know that it wasn't going to help the situation. Like, I can't imagine a major league general manager saying, the more he pops off, the more likely I am to bring him into this clubhouse and integrate him into this thing we got going, because we can win games with this guy that seemingly nobody fucking likes. Like, yikes.
Well, baseball's notorious for not bringing in locker room guys. How long did it take until Atlanta signed Alex Verdugo? Because he's just an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, it just takes a long time for these guys to get signed. And when you go overseas and you get shellacked on a nightly basis, then, no one's going to want to sign you. He went down to the Mexican League like fucking, what's his face? Kenny Powers. He goes down like Kenny Powers. He dominates some guys that are never going to sniff Major League Baseball. He brags about it, and then he goes somewhere where they might actually make it to the league, and he's getting smoked. That's all there is to it.
So asking for a friend, but like Japanese League Baseball, is that like quadruple A? Like, clearly not Major League, but it's better than triple A, right?
Yeah.
It's on par with triple A, maybe a little bit better.
Yeah, I would say it's close to be. I would say it's closer to being like a quad A than it is AAA, because there's a lot more guys that could potentially. But yeah, somewhere around that. Like, it's good enough that you've got guys coming over here and being able to play.
So he's playing like the A's, the Sox, and the Rockies every day and getting smacked.
Yeah.
That's probably a very fair. That's probably the Rockies are probably the closest you're going to get to an MPB team.
God, dude,
that's probably as close as you're going to get to it. The White Sox last year, that's about what the NPB is. They would win some games if you put one of them in Major League Baseball, but they wouldn't win a lot. So yeah, that's probably
they
pretty
probably
fair.
do it with more style, I think, than like the Rockies, A's, and Chi Sox, right?
They would do it with more discipline.
I think I definitely think
Bat flips over there were notorious, though.
I definitely think that they would look better doing it. Like, if they I feel like the Rockies and the White Sox. There's the White Sox like a month ago had a ball hit a player in the head off of a pop up. That's not happening for a Japanese team.
Bottom of the ninth.
They're much better structured fundamentally than
they would never have that happen to them. Have you seen this shit though? Speaking of Japanese baseball, ? Have you seen that they have a game over there they called cap ball? Like, it's like baseball, but they play it with like the cap off a 20 ounce, and these dudes just whip this shit from like 15. It's absolutely insane. And dudes are over there, and it's like they use like a stickball bat, so like even thinner than the regular baseball bat, and they're fucking hitting it. It's like no wonder they're such great contact hitters coming out of that system. Like, if you're able to have that hand eye with cap ball, that's insane.
I just want to point out that cat ball sounds like something they play in the hood.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
No, nothing else to add.
No arguments.
Oh, wait,
no arguments.
If
I feel like the GM for cat ball in the hood is not well spoken. Just throwing that out there.
To wrap up our
J.R. Smith
international.
J.R. Smith would be a good representative to be the GM for Cat Ball in the Hood. Now, I would endorse J.R. Smith being the GM for the local Hood Cat Ball team. It's the
Cat Ball League. It's the Cat Ball League, and then in their minor leagues they play CeeLo.
Yes,
and J.R. Smith is all over it.
Gilbert Arenas could be a GM in this league.
Oh, there we go.
Like we could come up with a pretty solid list of potential
Steven Jackson.
GMs. Yes,
Steven Jackson's got to be in on that one.
If you have gun charges whatsoever during your career, you're in. Like automatic.
Marshawn Lynch is in.
Yeah.
Remember when everybody forgets Marshawn Lynch got caught with an arsenal. Yeah, Marshawn Lynch got caught with an arsenal in his car when he's playing for Buffalo. That's why they traded him.
Oh, yeah.
He was drafted by Buffalo out of Cal. He played there for 4 years, and then they were about to sign to a contract. Like, nope, we can't do that. You got to go.
Where he majored in driving golf carts, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
And in the Hood, they call it pushing. Not driving. Push. You
bad.
push them whips.
Look, I don't even have a color fist emoji I can use here. I'm just that square. Okay, I'm sorry.
Wow, bringing up the group chat, the offline group chat into the show with random references of colored fists. Thank you for that, Mookie.
All right, to wrap up the international baseball chat.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I just had to. I needed to see it in my life. I needed it.
But that's the kind of guys that Trevor Bauer was pitching against in Mexico when the games were doing that. Like, that's what was happening while Trevor Bauer strikes out a guy and then hit it.
Oh, shit. Sorry, I was refilling the beer.
Trevor Bauer strikes out.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's the league he's playing in. So he's not a serious baseball player, and it's no surprise he's not signed.
Let's catch up in the comment section here. Biscuit pointing out that Trevor is trying to convince Jimmy Haslam to buy a baseball team. Also saying with the Cap League, RIPG, baby.
Yeah, we got to get Keanu Reeves as the GM.
Scott pointing out, what are things that are correct, but I'd never say I'll take Nugas for $500.
How hard was it to even just type that out, Scott? Like, be real, right? Like,
Sarah pointing out accurately that Marshawn Lynch is a delight.
Absolutely,
absolutely love that man. Like the only Seattle Seahawk, especially during that era of Seattle Seahawks, that I do not want to, curse his name for anything that he did. Like it was just like, you know what? He's just too fun. Too fun of a guy.
Sarah also said his episode in Murderville is top notch.
What the hell is Murderville?
Okay,
Murderville. Real quick synopsis. It's on Netflix. It's like a fake murder show, and it's a comedian and a celebrity, and they go through. It's very funny. You should watch it.
Oh, okay, all right. We'll put
and
that on.
Marshawn Lynch's episode is top notch. So
I mean, I would expect.
Who is like the host of this show? Like what?
Oh, I can't remember.
It's just like Jerry Seinfeld getting coffee in the car with comedians,
more or
like
less.
Only with murders.
Oh, it's Will Arnett. It's Will Arnett.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's Will Arnett.
Okay, I'm in for that. I was checking. You said it's on Netflix.
It's Joe Blue. Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Or the Plex.
Well, things are always on the Plex. I mean, if you believe,
dude, I will tell you this. Like, so quick side story. We were in Canada this weekend, made it back fine, great, whatever. Also,
that's all I got.
Dude, I love it. I love it up there. It's so brilliant. Other than the fact that I saw a 30 rack of Miller Lite and it was $50.
What?
I shit you not. Now, exchange rate and all that, like that's pretty much what we'd pay here. Like it was comparable, but just to see a 30 rack of Miller with $49.99 in the price tag, I took a picture. I had to. But we were up there and I couldn't gamble because it's not allowed up there. Now they did have They have DraftKings up there, but like they didn't convert my American dollars to Canadian dollars, so they'd let me bet, but I had to deposit more money. So I was like, nah, fuck that. I ain't doing it. But being stuck in Canada saved me from the rare Chi Sox 2-game winning streak. So I didn't have to eat those W's, as they actually got wins, which would have cost me money at the books. So wonderful time to go to Canada.
Who isn't having fun because you're the party's degenerate gambler.
I did, however, place my daily bets about 45 minutes after crossing the border back into the States when we got home. It even says when I look them up in FanDuel, do you want to see your Michigan or your Ohio bets? Because they apparently have to separate those out.
Who isn't having fun because you're the party's degenerate gambler.
I love the weekend betting updates.
Yeah.
Good for Mookie.
Good times.
It's always more ridiculous. Like now we've gone international with.
We are. Yeah, we have. We really went deep.
Degenerates.
We went far, and we could go on, but I don't need to. The point was, Plex has a ton of live channels with all kinds of stuff on them, man. They got a live channel for every show you might want to watch. They have an old school Nickelodeon channel, so if you need to see that Rocco's Modern Life, very highly probable will be on there. So if you're ever in one of those funks, you're like, man, I just need something, but I don't know what to watch. Go scroll the Plex live channel selection, and you'll find something delightful.
Also,
it's time to move on. We've got a.
So if that's the case, you need this.
There's my kid. My kid's just showing up. It's moving on, and he's just randomly just tugging me on the transit. You need something? You good?
Just tugging your paws.
No. You can't take off my headset.
What's up,
You need
Luke?
something?
No, I'm just giving you a hug.
Okay. Hugs.
Oh,
Very
that's
cool.
beautiful.
Love you.
That's sweet.
The next story I didn't have there's no sport, but we've got a wild, crazy story and another one of these challenges. This one might be my favorite. So there is. Oh, what happened? Why are we?
Sorry. Oh,
shit!
shit. Nope.
You just put the picture up of the.
Yeah, it's like
the cover picture.
I thought it was a picture.
I'm like, this guy's just
challenge.
doping. What are we?
Like this. Well, it's the combination of the doping league, the enhanced games, but then the guy on the left is doing the 24-24-24-24 challenge.
Okay, so
I'll
there. Thank you. There it is. There is now a challenge called the 24-24-24-24 challenge.
The 4x24.
No, I like saying all the 24s because it's funnier that way.
No, I like my
is-
way.
Other one.
There is a hiker that is planning on hiking in the Pacific Crest Trail, doing 24 miles in 24 hours while also eating 24 McDonald's cheeseburgers and drinking 24 beers. This man is a legend, and he hasn't even done it yet. Like, just the idea of attempting it. And who comes up with these? Like, who came up with the idea of doing this challenge? Because
the McDonald's cheeseburgers and beers is a weird throw-in.
Yeah, yeah. The beer thing I understand because any of these challenges, when talking about the 9-9-9-9 challenge for baseball, like beer is the constant. But
Correct.
The 24 McDonald's cheeseburgers, way out of left field. Like, I don't know who came up with that idea or why they settled on McDonald's. Like, why does it have to be McDonald's cheeseburgers? I don't know, but I'm here for it. I need to see, can we get a live cam on this dude's progress? Like, I need somebody to be following him when this happens because this seems like fucking gold.
So my buddy Jalen sent me this story yesterday, and my biggest question is, what's worse, a warm beer, because you're schlepping 24 beers, so you're probably not doing it in a cooler, or a cold McDonald's cheeseburger?
Oof.
Because I gotta tell you, neither one sounds good. Like mile 23,
Well,
you're
cold.
telling me I gotta drink a warm beer and eat a cold cheeseburger? I'm fighting you. I don't know. That's not happening. So what's worse? Cold McDonald's cheeseburger, warm beer?
Sarah pointing out that, like Matt
Same
said,
thing.
rough part is that she would assume it's a consecutive trail, which means all would be packed in a warm beer and cold McDonald's. I think I'm going to go for this specific question. I'm going to go with the cold McDonald's because
Yes, that's the right answer.
because the
Absolutely.
cold onions, the cold pickle, like that combination of flavors, cold after when you're on a grueling 24-mile hike. No thanks. Like I can get past the warm beer because you can just kind of chug it and not necessarily.
That's the right answer. Right
Yeah,
there.
it'll
You just open your
suck.
throat. You just knock it back and you just let it fill you up.
Pause. But I feel like I could get past the 24 beers. You're not thinking you're exhausted, but trying to chew through 24 cold ass McDonald's.
Oh, and that that bun's gonna be rubbery as all hell.
Yeah.
Just gonna be
Okay. So you know what? Let's add another one in here, and let's sip, chug, drain, pour it. We're gonna add in the hiking 24 miles.
Wow, that's easy.
Chug, drain, pour.
Okay, that's easy. I'll sip that 24 miles. Like I got a whole day to walk 24 miles. Like done. Do that tomorrow. Are they cheeseburgers or are they double cheeseburgers? Because like
cheeseburgers.
Yeah, they're just
regular cheeseburgers.
Yeah,
I feel like that would be. I would chug that.
My question though becomes, while you think about it for a second, can you do like a strategy we're talking about, like for like the hot dog eating contest, where you could put multiples on one bun and then just kind of cram it in? Biscuit saying cold McDonald's is the worst thing he's ever put in his mouth. He's drank gasoline, not on purpose. He was trying to siphon a tank. That's fair, but again, is there any type of strategy involved where like you could double up on the patties or like just eat all the patties?
No, it's all individual wrapped, just like the beers are individually canned beers. You're getting individually
right, but I mean, what's
wrapped.
stopping you from opening up two burgers and kind of?
No, it doesn't. You can do whatever you want. You can mash it
Okay.
all together. You can do whatever you. But I mean, I don't think you can put it in the blender and drink it, sort of thing.
Well, yeah, no, obviously, but I'm saying like there's a little bit strategery going on with like how you eat these burgers. Maybe I don't know. I'm trying to think of what could make it more palatable to get through 24 burgers.
I think there is no way to make it palatable. So I think the answer has to be sip the 24 beers, because if you got 24 beers over 24 hours, like
I thought you sipped the 24 miles.
Yeah, I changed my mind. Then I chugged the 24 miles because I feel like, that's not that hard at all. But like I could sip 24 beers without ever getting off the couch. So I mean, like that's obviously going to be easier.
Mookie, what's the most you've walked in one day? What's the most you've walked in one day?
I don't know, like 15, 16 miles maybe.
Okay, so we are going to do 1.5 times that.
Yeah, but I have the whole 24 hours to do it. I only gotta walk a mile an hour, man. Like that's not that hard.
And then what are you going to do? Walk the mile in 20 minutes and then take a 40-minute nap and then get up and walk another?
I mean, maybe, yeah. Like depends on how I'm feeling about the day. Depends how I'm handling my burgers and my beers. Like, yeah, that's not hard at all. All it is, that's 4 laps around a track, dude. That's not.
He's also hiking on a trail, for the record.
Not level.
Sure,
This is not you're out mall strolling like the 70-year-old ladies at 9 a.m. on a Tuesday.
Right, yeah, 20.
Like this is you are hiking.
That makes it even better though, because you can get
24
lost in
miles.
the scenery and just absorbing yourself in nature. You have something to connect with as opposed to those old women in the mall. Like
that it wouldn't be a nice fun time.
It's grueling.
I think you are really downplaying how far 24 miles is
on a hike.
I mean,
on a hike.
I'm not worried about it. Like I could do it.
There's the next Craft Brewed
There it is.
YouTube video. There it is.
I got a pair of
24
Timberlands
miles.
and some stamina, my man. I could do it. I'm not worried. My biggest, actually, okay, let me rephrase that. If it's 24 miles and we can assume there will be no blister situations, then yeah, that'd be a piece of cake. But what you really have to watch out for is the blisters in your boots when you're hiking like that.
I like how I can do this. This is easy, but also there needs to be these qualifications and provisions to make sure that that it's okay. No, you don't get to you don't get to negate blisters. You don't get to like.
See, Sarah says that ultra runners nap all the time.
You don't get to make the
You're
terrain
not even
easier,
a basic
like,
runner, let alone an ultra runner.
This is
I'm not saying
just
I am, but you know,
hiking 24 miles, schlepping a bunch of shit with you, like
that's another wrinkle. Sarah saying, "Ooh, there could be bears and mountain lions who would definitely track that McDonald's."
Then you best hurry up and eat.
You best be hiking fast.
Yeah.
And then Whitey coming in hot with an actual good point. Dehydrate yourself with beer. Then shoving salty burgers down your throat might kill you if you weren't already hiking 24 miles. I hope this guy is just hiking with a dude with a saline bag attached to his arm behind him, just carrying the pole from the hospital, the IV pole. Because like Whitey's not wrong. That's brutal.
It was
That's
a nice
so
try
much
at the,
salt ingested.
It was a nice try at the sip chug drain pour, but Biscuit's got the important question here. If he eats all this McDonald's burgers and he gets eaten by a Bigfoot, do you think the McDonald's would give Bigfoot the shits?
Yes.
Yes.
At that
Moving
point,
on.
you're made of McDonald's. So Bigfoot is vomiting everywhere, which again, I'm guessing that's part of like doing this, right? Like you can't throw up, right? Like that's usually part of the qualifications for this.
That would probably hinder your ability to hike, yeah.
Well, right. And so I am sipping the hiking 24 miles, not because I'm insane and think that, it'd be a fucking breeze, but because 24 beers I'm blacking out on, like not even like probably 9 in, I'm blacking out. So there's that.
That's what makes everything else so much easier.
And 24 cheeseburgers, even in 24 hours from McDonald's. Like it's kind of making me want to vomit right now. Like just the thought of 24 cheeseburgers in a day's time, like that is so much. McDonald's.
I just found a loophole to this. Like if you don't have to walk 24 miles on the trail, but you could be walking like 2-3 miles and your beer's in, you black out and you fall off the side of the trail and tumble 2 miles down the mountain. Does that count as your 24 miles? Like
there's a pedometer. It's only catching like every third.
It's only every third rocky hit on the way
mountain.
down. Shit. I thought we just rainbow roaded that, but apparently not.
I'm actually with Mookie on this one, regrettably. I think we all drain pour the burgers. We all drain pour the burgers. That's absolutely the thing.
That's for sure the answer.
I will sip the beer. 4th of July, a bunch of years ago, I did 24 beers in 24 hours. I've done it before.
Tiffies.
Don't tell my parents. Don't worry, they don't watch this. We're good.
Tina, send this clip.
And then I'm going to chug the hiking, because the most I've ever hiked in one day is 10 miles, and fuck me, that was
it's
a
not
lot.
fun. But
So
like, it's doable.
that's
Biscuit saying drain pour that hike because fuck that in all caps. Sip the burger and chug the beers.
And look,
Biscuit,
I get where he's coming from.
Sarah accurately
those
pointing
burgers
out that
down?
there will definitely be shits on this hike. No
I
matter
guess
what.
that's the part I forgot. You could poop it out as you go, but like, where are you putting 24 burgers? Because like if it was double cheeseburgers, it'd be different. Because I think your protein to carb ratio would be a little bit different. But like all those buns in your belly, man. Ugh.
Matt pointing out that in the chat that it was Natty Light.
It was Natty Light, yeah, because Gabe asked what kind of beer was it.
There's no way that funny enough, that was the first beer that I assumed. I'm like, if he drank 24 hours, it has to be something along the lines of Natty Light or Bud Light. Like, there's no way.
It's the simplest, water us down. There gets Sarah said 4th of July last year I ran 17.76 miles.
Oh my!
So I'm with Mookie and Scott.
That's.
I think you guys had differing answers. So
no. I said that
it.
I would sip the miles. Like okay. Yeah, I'm fine with the actual hiking part of it. Like I'm okay with that. It's everything else added on that
right. I got confused with how confident Mookie was in his ability to hike 24 miles.
Well, yeah,
that's right. That's right. Those were two different.
I'm over here. I don't know how else to say it honestly than this.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
I mean,
which
I'm a man.
actually lends credence to the fact that you won't make
go.
it to 24 miles.
Also, Sarah,
You are a man and you're 40.
0.76 is very specific. I'm impressed at the precision of that racetrack. So,
it's a big, beautiful racetrack. It's a big, beautiful racetrack.
It's
I'm
17.
Sure it's got to be.
Mean, I'm guessing they didn't measure the racetrack and they just measured 17.76 miles for, the effect of the 4th of July race. Like,
well, I didn't mean like an actual track. I meant
we
like
didn't build a track that was 17.
The path they laid out or whatever. Like that's impressive to have it end so perfectly right at the start line.
It's almost like in 2025 we have the ability to measure things. Why? Right? Like,
you would think.
Wow, that's wild. Who would have thought that they could measure accurately 17 miles, 0.76 miles? That's wild.
Scott coming in hot though, and he said he hiked Yosemite in 20-degree rain and the 24 miles. That's the chug. Pour drain the burgers. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate you. You're right here with me. It's good to see. I got to meet Scott a couple weeks ago when he came to Richmond.
Well, and I guess the question then becomes too, what are the conditions? Are we talking about like 90-degree heat? Are we talking about?
We're talking. I think it's ideal conditions. It's got to be ideal conditions.
Yeah, like I mean, it's got to be 70 and sunny if I'm doing this.
70, partly cloudy. We're gonna get partly cloudy.
Yeah. So it's not beating down. Like you're not about to die of heat stroke. You're not worried about frostbite. On a day that's too cold or whatever. Like it absolutely has to be like perfect conditions for this hike.
Well, he's doing it in the Pacific Northwest where it kind of is that.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if there was a day, like, for our drain pouring purposes, like trying to compartmentalize this whole thing, like, that has to be a factor in there. It's like, yes, this is on the absolute most perfect day for the. We are
putting that into the BCS computer to run the calculation test. We are putting that in there. Yeah, 70, partly cloudy, nice breeze.
Yeah, the perfect hiking conditions.
Also, Whitey, fuck you. Of course I know that's why it was 1776, you idiot. What I was saying is I was impressed that they were able to make the course add up.
Shit, you Googled that. You Googled that.
I didn't Google that
what's
shit.
The significance of 17.76 miles?
What kind of non-citizen do you take me for? By the way, Matthew, I forgot. I meant to say it earlier, on this 4-day weekend. Tiffy's.
Wait, the 4-day weekend? You got a 4th day? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, seriously.
Where did you work on a Friday before a 3-day weekend? Like, come on, you nailed it in too, didn't you?
I broke ass.
Yeah, it must be nice, man. I worked this Saturday this weekend too. Must be nice.
Well, that I had no control over. Sorry. I mean,
hey. Anyway, I like to talk about a little bit of basketball.
Hurry! Somebody get the drop.
I don't have the button.
Boom shakalaka!
I heard Mookie clicking, and I was like, I'm not fast enough, so I guess it'll be him.
So the Pacers are off to a rousing start in the playoffs. And for the Eastern Conference Finals, they say that an NBA playoff matchup doesn't begin until the road team wins a game. Well, the road teams are 3-0. The Pacers lead the Knicks 2-1. There's a crazy comeback game. In game 1, Tyrese Halliburton.
Fuck you, Whitey.
Whitey pointing out that he errs on the side of Mookie not knowing.
Hey,
and that's the side you should always err on.
Hey, hold on, Whitey. Catch this.
Move this man.
Mookie sounds so bitter.
But also, give it to him.
Yes.
There we go.
And you know what? While we're at it. Because now we know what it is. Now we know it's 1776.
The Pacers and Knicks, they're playing basketball. Go.
Pacers Knicks are playing basketball. There we go. Nice. It is 69-64 at half. Nice. No, game 1, the Pacers come back, a huge comeback in the 4th quarter. Tyrese Halliburton caps it off, hits a shot to end regulation to send it to overtime, and then at the Garden hits the choke. Points at Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller points back at him like he's fucking Emperor Palpatine. Oh, you'll love to see it. And then last night or 2 nights ago, we had the Knicks with their own crazy 4th quarter comeback where Karl Anthony Towns, yes, Queen, get after it, is out there bringing them back and had an insane game. This is the most fun the Eastern Conference Finals have been in years. I can't remember a time when it was this much fun. And this honestly feels like Scott, don't get mad at me. It feels like The Last Dance when that blonde lady was screaming at Michael Jordan in the Pacers getup. Like that's what this feels like. It feels it's very intense, and I'm really enjoying what's going on in the Eastern Conference Finals. What do you guys have to say about these matchups?
You son of a bitch. As Mookie flips the camera back to me.
No, honestly,
on him.
I'm glad the Knicks came back the way they did in game 3. The Pacers have been on fire, like for the last 60-ish games. So basically just from January 1st until now, the Pacers have been by far and away the best team in the NBA, and everyone's just been sleeping on them. I think people finally recognize and caught up. I can't make any sense of the Knicks in this comeback from 20 shit they keep pulling. Like, that makes absolutely no sense. Even though the NBA is a league of runs and stuff like that, they're showing up. I can't believe I'm saying this. I hope they get game 4 because I'd love to see this go 7 just to see how this continues to play out, see if there's some adjustments. Honestly, I think the bigger part is the Pacers have their defender for Jalen Brunson. I forget his name now. Is a little banged up. That may be what the Knicks need to even the series, but I do think the Pacers are the better team. They'll eventually see this out. Probably Pacers in 6, but hopefully we get 7 games. And
I want 7, and I want 7 road wins. I want the road team to win every single game so that the home fans are never happy, because outside of my Mets, which they're on their own thing, fuck New York and fuck the state of Indiana. So I really want none of them to be happy in person.
Hard to argue with that.
I want to see all road wins. I want to see it go 7. Scott, where are you at?
I am here for the downfall of all things New York sports. I have always hated the Knicks. The only true Knicks fan is Mars Blackman. Every other fan of that team can get fucked. All of the ones who have shown back up when they're now good can get fucked. And so whatever it takes for Indiana to win this series, I was all the way here for the Halliburton recreating the choking gif for the Reggie Miller choke job. Exciting series, but also I thought this shit was over. Like, I thought when Halliburton did the choking thing, I thought that was like, I was like,
that was game 1. That was game 1.
Yeah.
That was game 1.
Maybe a little bit too soon on that then, but
well, to be fair, they come back from like 13 with like 2 minutes left.
Fair enough. But for my money, I just need Indiana to win this because I dislike the Knicks a lot, and Knicks fans getting excited and pretending like they've always cared about Knicks basketball again. I'm not here for it. So fuck them.
Tyrese Halliburton's also becoming one of my favorite NBA players, along with Anthony Edwards.
Former.
Because if you guys remember Tyrese Halliburton when he won the gold medal, he showed up to the club in Paris with his medal, and he took a picture, and he said, "When you're in the group project, but didn't do anything, but you still get an A." Like, I loved it. Like, he recognized that he played like a minute in the Olympics, still got a gold medal, was still part of the team, recognized he didn't do shit, and was just there to party and celebrate. So between that and the choke, he's quickly, with him and Anthony Edwards, start promoting these guys, because I think the NBA has good personalities on their hands, and if they can figure out how to really push them, I think they'll do wonders. Well, they did a really good job with Joker for a couple of years, but he's kind of like he won his MVPs. Now he's kind of taking the back seat, and some other players are stepping up. Stop giving the microphone to these whiny players. They're like, "Oh, we need load management. We need this. We need that." Start giving it to these dudes that talk shit to each other nonstop.
Okay, so Matt's had enough of LeBron and wants to see some new blood. Got it. The problem is, though, these new guys that you can't get any with staying power. Like, Giannis had it for a minute. He seemed to kind of fade with like Anthony Edwards taking over, Halliburton showing up, but Anthony Edwards is on record saying, "Don't make me the face of the league." And then in the Western Conference Finals again, it looks like he's fading, just like Djokovic, or not. Oh, Jesus Christ,
Jokic.
Thank you. Just like Jokic did last year. And then Joker himself is kind of like, yeah, I'm here to get paid just so I can have resources. Like, you've got a lot of dudes who have potential and who can ball, but no one really seems to want to take that mantle and be the face of the league. Like, even Jason Tatum had a moment, but it wasn't like he seized it. Remember when Devin Booker was a thing like 3-4 years ago? Like, no, who's going to catch on?
Look, we all love our boy Caesar. But don't say that Jason Tatum had his moment. That guy stole the moment from every other player that's come before him and just said what they said. He's like the guy when you go to a movie and you're in the movie theater, you're sitting down. There's a joke that happens on screen, and then he nudges you and repeats the fucking joke that you just watched 2 seconds ago. That is Jason Tatum.
But that's my point, though, is like they were trying to push him as a thing, but Jason Tatum is that guy. Like, So who's actually going to pick up this mantle and hold on to it for more than
Anthony
2
Edwards.
years?
I was just gonna say Anthony
But he
Edwards.
doesn't want it. He's come out and said he doesn't want to be the face of the league.
Doesn't
He
matter.
does not
Doesn't
care.
matter. You don't get to decide if you're the face of the league. The league just makes you that. And
Well,
if
but the
he's
way he's showing up in the
profitable-
conference finals, it's kind of like, yeah, come on, man. That's like two conference finals in a row. Now you're going to just choke away to different teams.
there's a power vacuum. Somebody's got to grab it. Or they're just going to force it on somebody. But yeah, there is no face of the league in waiting. Like we have reached that point where the LeBrons are fading away, and the current crop of like superstars. I mean, it may just
Very
be that I'm
underwhelming.
not right. I was just gonna say
Very
it may be that
underwhelming.
I've pulled away, and I think, but you just don't hear about many individuals on that level anymore in the NBA. Like it's become like there's a lot of really good guys, but nobody that's kind of
Right.
grabbed that apple at the
I
top.
mean, Giannis is out here getting crossed up by like middle schoolers. You see that shit?
Yeah, well, and I mean, big men. It's hard for them to ever become the face of the league. Like they have to do extraordinary things for big men to be a big.
And it's
face
so
of the
hard to
league.
stay healthy when you're that tall and your knees are that far
Yeah.
removed from your brain. Like that's just hard to do.
It takes time,
but
right?
speaking of, let's shift gears a little bit because speaking of Anthony Edwards,
Sarah pointing out that everyone loves the 69 at halftime. Go ahead.
that's correct.
Pause.
The Minnesota
Or before game
Timberwolves
or post game.
are in the Western Conference
With
Finals, and
consent.
there's a fan of theirs that got a Minnesota Timberwolves tattoo. Not just any
Oy,
tattoo, he got the NBA championship trophy tattoo on his thigh where the ball is at the top. That is the Minnesota Timberwolves logo. The Minnesota Timberwolves have never in franchise history won that game before. They've never won a title. They have 0 titles. So my question to you, Sip, Chug, Drainpour. Regrettable tattoo edition.
Oh boy.
Tattooing your favorite sports team before they win a title, and they don't.
Oof.
Tattooing an ex's name on you.
Oof.
Like in the moment, like you got it tattooed in the moment. Or number 3, a person and or event getting tattooed on you that, later on we find out some very shady things. They really like baby oil. They didn't enjoy consensual relations, something like that. So where are you at with that? Like if you were to get those 3 tattoos?
I'm drain pouring the Diddy tattoo. Go.
Yep. Mhm. Yep. That's the right answer. Yep. Okay, good. Glad we all figured out that trap. Go on, Scott.
I mean, the easiest thing was to drain pour the tattoo of anybody who then ended up being somebody awful, which is why you don't get tattoos of any like real life people. You only get tattoos of fictional characters because they can't disappoint you because their story is written for them. Real life people can always find a way to disappoint you. You never do that. Followed closely by the X, obviously. I guess we have to chug that because again, questionable as all hell. And I'll sip the brand. Yes, or dead people.
Or dead people.
Not even dead people are safe anymore.
Right, they're not because we
That's
can
true.
find out things
True.
retroactively that
Yeah.
can then ruin our perception of them. Like, I mean, at one point, there's somebody out there who's like, "Man, this Bill Cosby tattoo is impregnable," and look how that turned out. He's still alive.
he ain't dead.
He's still alive.
like-
But I'm just saying, like, you think somebody who's like out of the spotlight, like, it's like, oh, you do no wrong, Bill Cosby. I mean, he
knock
loved
on wood,
like,
Mr. Rogers is held up.
right. Somebody
He's
has
held
a
up for
Bill
now.
Cosby, like, pudding pop tattoo, and they're like, man, I can't look at this motherfucker every day. And this story
man.
is my life. So, I mean, what was the third option? Because the other two were so horrible.
The championship trophy that your team has never won,
Trophy, yeah.
and that wouldn't win.
And I hate that so much, though, because then that's a constant reminder that, like, you're a dumbass and you jumped the shark. Like,
Well, yeah.
I mean, I
but-
guess I sip it compared to the other two.
but
for
that's
sure.
a more forgivable dumbassery, right? Like,
It
shit
is.
happen.
Well, and I mean, you can also have a good chuckle about it and be like, well, this and this and this happened. Like, I guess you always have a good story. There's no fixing like yo, you got a Diddy tattoo? Like, yo, look, man, I was a real big fan of. You know.
I was bad for life, man. What you want me to do?
All right, Matt. You answer your question. Sip, Chug, Drainpour.
So I'm Drainpour and Diddy.
Yeah,
Diddy.
correct.
He's
answer.
gone. Or Bill Cosby, or any of the other people we found that are complete assholes over the years.
The Pete Rose.
Here's
rocking somewhere.
Yeah, the Pete Rose tattoo they have. Here's a crazy thing. I'm going to chug the trophy tattoo.
Oh,
I'm going to chug the trophy tattoo. I'm going to deal with that, and I'm just going to say
sip the X.
I'm going to sip the X only because I have seen. I'm just waiting for someone to hit it. Try not to get cut off.
I don't know what you're. Yeah. Never mind. I wasn't paying attention to it. So if anybody was doing it, it would have been Mookie. But you're good. You're good.
Nope. Oh.
Miller for 3. Oh, he backed it in. We're going to overtime.
And then in classic Mike being here fashion,
The media was so that I could get cut off. That's why I thought you sent it to me.
Oh, no, that wasn't. I wasn't.
I'm going to sip the X's name just because I have seen a lot of creative tattoos that covered up an X's name or just crossed it out or just did something. They got creative with it. So I'm gonna sip the X's name. I'm gonna chug the trophy and then Drainpour
Diddy.
People I don't want to be associated with.
Yeah, so I gotta ask: does any of this change do any of your answers change if this is the tattoo in question? Oh damn! I gotta do this shit again. God damn it!
What did you?
He's
do?
trying to pull up the picture of the tattoo.
I did. I try to add the thing in here. Well, nah, fuck it, ain't worth it.
Cool.
Pass.
This person has an Emmy, folks.
Yeah, right.
He has an Emmy.
So Mookie, what's your answer? What are you doing here with your tattoo choices?
Yeah, definitely gonna do the same. I'm gonna sip the championship.
Miller for 3. Oh, he backed it in. We're going to overtime.
I owed you bitch.
Yeah, that just feels.
That's for 2 weeks ago. I hold grudges. I do. I hold grudges. But go ahead. You were saying.
I don't know how this works.
This is great podcasting.
Yeah, I know, right? I was trying to remember what the prompts were now. Sip the championship trophy tattoo. The chug the X's name, and obviously pour drain the Diddy brand.
And we gotta talk about what Biscuit just put in because he said the Cleveland Browns Super Bowl champs 1987. Chug the X because she is cool. Drainpour Jared from Subway is my inspiration tattoo. And buddy, buddy, is it like my question becomes: is the tattoo just the jeans?
Oh,
just those big ass jeans he held up in every commercial. Is that
yeah.
the tattoo? Oh,
yeah. Oh my gosh!
Fantastic, Biscuit. That's.
Well, I got to be honest. I would say now's as good a time as any to talk about our beers. But Scott, we have to at least check in on these hockey playoffs.
But hey, as they say in hockey, let's do that hockey.
Hockey be hockeying, y'all.
All right, great guys. So, Matt, what was in your cup tonight?
Well, I mean, you're not just gonna do that to him, right? Like you gotta.
I refuse to answer the question until
I eat the ducks.
Scott, I do gotta ask you though, just because I think that there is some credence to this. How would you feel about this year's Stanley Cup final being a rematch of last year's? If the Oilers can pull it off, who currently lead 2-1 over the Stars in Game 4 with a 2-1 series lead, and the Panthers just barely missing sweeping Carolina last night. How would you feel about a rematch in the Stanley Cup final?
Look, I'm here to support my brothers and sisters who are paying $50 a 30-pack for Natty Light over across the border. So, Canada, get your shit together. Win this cup. We owe it to you. Sorry about the tariffs. Matt, go.
I'm going to chime in with Scott on that one. I have a buddy that was in the Marines with. You're welcome for my service. That is a huge Dallas Stars fan. And my favorite part about the hockey playoffs, I've been watching him complain about the Dallas Stars on Facebook with his Facebook statuses that he updates every 5 minutes during the game. I absolutely love it. Go Oilers!
What year is this that we're updating Facebook statuses like live like that?
Dude, he's doing it like Twitter, man. I fucking love it. It's fantastic. I know. We are so old. This is great. We've officially reached the part where...
Remember when Twitter came out
Twitter.
and it was like a platform all about Facebook statuses? This is stupid. This will never fucking work. And now here we've gone full circle, going back to Facebook instead of Twitter to do exactly the same fucking thing.
I was drinking Thin Man Brewing's Trial by Wombat. Let me get that in frame. It's a Wombat that is just terrified. 7% ABV IPA with Galaxy hops. It's delicious. It's a spunky. It's a Wallaby Wombat pet dog. Whatever you want to call it. Rocco's Modern Life dog.
Yes, that was very spunky. And I would say the Juice Bomb Northeastern IPA from Sloop Brewing would also be a spunky because this thing, it is all the citrusy, juicy flavor of American hops in a IPA, but it's got some haze. It's got some oomph to it. Very, very solid beer. Kind of sad I only have one. That's a super big bummer, but at least I had it. You know, it was here for a moment and then it left us, just like spunky.
You should get it tattooed on you to really solidify it.
You know what? Maybe I will. I'm sure, spunky tattoos look pretty good. I'm sure Google will turn up great results for that search.
I was drinking Fathead Brewery's Jungle Juice. It's their orange-infused IPA. Same thing I was drinking last week. Dog last week, dog now, dog forever. Good shit. And, I guess this was a show, fellas. We did some stuff. Things happened. I don't know. I guess it's Matt's part to take it away. Matt, give us the outro, my man.
Thank you for tuning in to Craft Brewed Sports on the Belly Up Sports Network. We are here every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. You can catch us on any of the podcast platforms, Apple, Spotify, you name it, we are there. You can catch us on any of our socials at Craft Brewed Sports. Make sure you join the Facebook group. It's the show between the show. All the people you see in the comments, they are there in the group. It's so much fun. Anyway, Craft Brewed Sports. We'll see you guys next week.
Don't forget, snow bunnies. That's right. We love them.
It's official. You never walk alone. Go Horns.
I don't know much about your show or what's going on.
So early. Jumped it so early.
You're so early.
I didn't want Mike to get mad that I forgot. It's better to do it than to forget, GD.
Fuck it, we ball. We're still alive.
Mike, come back. We miss you, buddy.
The silly sports story.
Feel like poop right now.